What's up, everybody? Tony here. Welcome back to TTBurger Game Reviews, and this is part 2 of my TimeSplitters series review. Before we get started here, those of you who missed what happened in part 1, here's a quick little TTBurger recap to show you what happened in the first part. In part 1, I took a look at TimeSplitters on the PlayStation 2. It was a launch title released in the year 2000, and gave it a 9 out of 10 because for certain things, like I didn't like how the invert aim option was set to yes and stuff, and just a couple other things here and there that I didn't really like about it, but still I recommend you all picking the game up because it is awesome. Now we're gonna for part 2, we're gonna continue with the TimeSplitters series here and talk about the first TimeSplitters game that was multi-platform, and this was definitely around the time, like right around the time the Xbox and the GameCube came out, because it came out around the same time, like a little bit, like it came out in 2002, but like it was like a little bit after the Xbox and the GameCube came out and we got the game right here for today's episode of TTBurger Game Reviews. We got TimeSplitters 2 for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Nintendo GameCube. We'll look at the PlayStation 2 version. It's the only version I have. Now, like I mentioned in part 1, TimeSplitters 2 improved a lot in a lot of things from its predecessor. Like, this time they actually have a story mode that actually kind of explains stuff about like what the TimeSplitters are doing and stuff like that and such. And I didn't really mention the TimeSplitters before. Like, the TimeSplitters are these like evil characters, whatever, who are trying to take over the world and stuff like that. Basically, not much to say about them. But in this one, you play as multiple characters who are trying to find time crystals that have been scattered all over different time periods, because the TimeSplitters are after them. And once you get them, be prepared, because like in the first game, they'll be after you, and you can't really kill them, but you can stun them with your guns like that when you shoot them and such. It's basically what the TimeSplitters are. And the story is actually deeper, but still the story is not the main part of other TimeSplitters series. It kind of wasn't until like when the third game came out. It's like basically the story jumps around from like one time era to another. Like 1 minute you'll be in 2020, the next minute you'll be in 1932, and you'll be in the 1960s, the 1970s or so. You'll be all over the place. Like, it jumps around a lot. It kind of feels a little disjointed, but we don't play the games for the story, so I'm kind of really not going to take any points off there, because like the story is much deeper than it was before, because it kind of explains what you're doing. Now, those of you who were used to the first time TimeSplitters game, all I had to do is pick up an item and bring it back to a certain spot. Well, this time they expand on that. You need to solve mission objectives, mainly primary ones, and you can also do secondary ones too to get more points and such. And this is talking about the story mode, because you also have the arcade and challenge, which I'll talk about later on. And like, you basically gotta solve objectives and such. Like kind of like how it was in games such as GoldenEye, 007, Perfect Dark, and Medal of Honor and such. And like the Operative No One Lives Forever, we had to like solve mission objectives and and you had to beat the primary objectives to beat the level. And if you fail just one of them, you're restarting the mission, guys. So just saying that there. But one of the things that TimeSplitters 2 improves on is its presentation. The character models are in full 3D this time. It's like when you saw them in the last game, they're just basically like kind of 2.5D looking character models. But the character models have improved quite a bit here. They look nice in 3D. They have a lot of polygons. They animate really well, and just I love how the characters look. Like I think the character that looks the best here has to be like Captain Ash and Detective Harry Tipper, and they both look the greatest and stuff. And like the main no-name protagonist here, which didn't get a name until the third game, so that's Future Perfect. But that's kind of off topic. He looks cool too. He looks like a character you'd see in like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, like Terminator or so, or Total Recall or so. That's how cool. But the main character of TimeSplitters 2 is the character that's on the box. I would give away his name, but they didn't really say his name until the third, till TimeSplitters Future Perfect. So saying it here will kind of spoil it to people who actually want to play TimeSplitters Future Perfect, and TimeSplitters 2. But like I said, but getting back to the presentation here, the presentation here is fantastic. Like, even the gun models look great too, and the frame rate is very smooth as well. People did tell me that in TimeSplitters 1 that they had some slowdown happening, but I didn't notice any slowdown in the original TimeSplitters, so that's going from my point of view. But the lighting is really crisp, the backgrounds look great, and just like then the in-game cutscenes look nice too. So props there for the graphics, and even sound is awesome too. Sound has improved a lot too, and like the voice acting, the characters actually talk more this time. That's good, and the voice acting. I didn't care too much for the voice acting. I mean, I didn't love it or hate it. The voice acting was just there to move the story along. So I was like, I just don't have an opinion on the voice acting. I mean, like the voice acting will, while the voice acting is good, the actors get the point across. Just that the voice acting, I didn't love it or hate it. It was just, I was neutral on the voice acting because it's just that. It's not gonna be the most, it's gonna be the voice acting like Metal Gear Solid or anything like that or so, but just that voice acting didn't have an opinion on it. So I'm just saying. But like the other sound effects, such as the gun sound effects and the music, are kick-ass and just do a really good job. But now the gameplay here is what has improved the most. There are a couple complaints with it though. Now while this game has improved over the first game, I still have complaints with it. My first complaint, the invert aim option is still set to on. I mean, why is that set to on? Why is that set to on? I don't know. I don't like having to use the invert aim option stuff. I don't like that. And the story mode, once again, is very short. Like there's only like 10 missions, and you'll breeze them depending on how good you are. And of course, you have the arcade and the challenge mode and stuff too, which will keep you entertained and stuff. But like, I wish the story mode could have been longer, so we can hear more about certain characters that we didn't know much about, like characters like Lady Jane or like Lieutenant Christine Malone don't even appear in this game at all, and there are other characters too that don't even really appear here too. Like you don't really hear anything from Peekaboo Jones or Angel Perez or such and such, but they do have new characters too, which are cool, and I do like that. And I should mention too that like in this game you have more weapons that you can dual wield. Like in the first game, you can only pretty much dual wield the Uzis, but here you can dual wield multiple weapons. Like you can dual wield Tommy guns, you can dual wield silenced pistols, you can even dual wield AK-47s too in like one level. And I love dual wielding weapons in first-person shooters. I love dual wielding them. I love dual wielding them in GoldenEye. I love dual wielding them in Perfect Dark, and I love dual wielding them in TimeSplitters. And I love when first-person shooters had dual wielding weapons back then. You don't really see a lot of first-person shooters these days that have dual-wielding weapons, because a lot of people say dual-wielding is unrealistic, which is kind of ridiculous, because games like this aren't supposed to be realistic, so they're supposed to be fun and entertaining. So, bottom line, I wish more first-person shooters had dual-wielding weapons in them, because I just like dual-wielding weapons. That's the thing. But I do have to say though, like I said, you have more guns in this game too. Like there were quite a few guns, but like just that this one has more. And like I think the game really ups the challenge by like putting the time crystals in scarce areas. Areas that like try to up the challenge. And I like how the game does have more challenge to it. But like the main focus is going to be on the multiplayer. Like this game was one of those, like TimeSplitters was a series that like was pretty much known for its multiplayer and stuff like that, and stuff. I mean, because like I know like there was no online play back when this game came out, but like it's basically like the story mode was basically a practice mode for the arcade mode and the challenge mode, which I'll admit is a good idea, because like I'd rather play against bots than like play online, because I don't care for playing online, because like laggy servers it just isn't as fun as like fighting bots and such. It's just more fun because you don't have to be waiting for a connection to connect or whatever, and I really like that. and yes, there's like a lot to do. Like once like in the first game, once you beat story mode, you can unlock cheat codes and unlock more characters to use in arcade and challenge mode, and it just. I had my buddy JJ Jaguar 89. Like we played this game at his lake house back in 2003, and he had so many characters unlocked. It was crazy. Like he had so many characters. It was just wow. Like so many characters unlocked. I think good job JJ Jaguar. Good job, man. Like I'm kind of jealous in a good way, because I wish I was able to unlock all those characters, but that's just me though. But in the end though, like it's a great game. It's a great game, definitely. It's great how you can get to go to more areas, and like the story mode's a little bit longer and got more guns and just more fun to play. But just that, even though I do like this game more, I will only be giving it I won't be giving it a perfect 10, but I'll be giving it a rating that's very close. But before we do that, what's our final verdict here on TimeSplitters 2? Well, those of you who love the original TimeSplitters, do not pass this one up. This game is not just a copy and paste of the first game, because this game gives you more to do. Like, go through cool like 10 huge environments like Chicago and like Aztec ruins and stuff, and futuristic planets and stuff, and just it actually and the story more deeper too. It's just there's more to do. But because of like the invert aim being on and stuff like that, and just the story mode is kind of short and stuff, it just I won't be taking any points off. But the TimeSplitters 2 gets a 9.5 out of 10. But we're not done yet here, people. We got one more TimeSplitters game to go. This game was released in 2005, like a year at like around the time when like 360 kind of first came out and stuff like that. We started the PS2 and Xbox and GameCube here, and we got the last TimeSplitters game to look at here. That's TimeSplitters Future Perfect, the third and final game in the series. Now the PlayStation 2 version, it's the only version I have in Part 3, so be on the lookout for that. This is Tony. Peace out, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and join my Discord group, TTBurger Gamers United, because we're always one more people in the Discord group to join. That's much all I gotta say. This is Tony. Take care, everybody.